Well, good morning. This is another £12,000 Feeder Masters qualifier. It's been a double header this weekend. Yesterday I was on the tidal Trent, so if you haven't seen the video for that, then please have a look at the homepage on this channel. You'll see that live match. It was a very interesting match on a flooded river. This is Ferry Meadows. It's a venue a lot of you know. Quick summary for you: it's an out and out Bream venue. It's bright sunshine, the water's gin clear, and it's renowned for being very peggy. There are going to be areas where there are going to be pockets of bream, and there are going to be areas where there could be several blanks in a row. So that is going to be massive. I've just got to try and draw a peg that's going to be on some fish, and hopefully that'll give me half a chance of getting in the final at this year's £12,000 Tamar Lakes Feeder Masters final. That's looking at me, that one there. This is not going to mean a lot.
That's 69.
12 doesn't mean anything to me, that one. On peg 12. Yes. There we go. Next to Lee. Peg 12, Overton. Doesn't mean a massive amount to me, I'll be totally honest. I think I've only fished Overton once, and I was in a low number, about peg 4, and it was very weedy. They actually caught down to my left on that particular day, but it wasn't a mega weight, only about 10 or 12 pound won the zone, so I think that might be where I am. Next to Lee Monroe, I think. Barrow's loaded up, it's red hot. So yeah, just I'm gonna have a hike over there now, and I'll see you down at the peg. Peg 12. There we go. That wind looks nice. Gin clear, as you can see. Very, very clear. That wind's blowing in. Only fished on here once before, and it was a few pegs to the right. It was very, very weedy. Fish rubbish, but the section was one somewhere down here. But that's it. 2-line approach, I think it's going to be. So just have a nice steady setup, and then I'll talk you through the kit and the approach once I've got set up. Well, I will openly admit it was a little bit awkward getting in to the peg. As you can see, it's a bit of a steep bank and whatever, but there's a few rocks and stuff down here, and it's a wader's job as well. So I've got waders on underneath. I know a lot of people ask about that, but yeah, it's quite deep, and well, you've just got to get down there to get away from that bank to give you, a chance of casting properly, and you need to be out obviously a little bit to get some water in your nets and stuff. So anyway, I'm here, everything's here, usual setup. As you can see, I've just found out, well, I haven't found out, it looks like I might have a couple of spare pegs to my right. I'm on peg 12, there's an angler on 13, who, as you can see, I can't see. But on my right, I'm on 12, I think. Well, up to now there's an hour to go, so it might mean there's nobody coming. They probably would have been here by now, but peg 11's free, peg 10's free, and peg 9 is free, which, I don't know the venue very well. I haven't fished here for 2 years, and I've only been on this lake once before, and that can only help if it stays like that. I mean, there might be anglers on the way here, I don't know, but there's an hour to the off, and I would have thought they would have been here by now if they are. So anyway, the setup's the same, usual. I've got a large carp landing net. We're not fishing for carp, but the bream in here are big. For those that don't know Ferry Meadows, I don't know what the official average size is of the bream here, but they've got to be. The average size is probably £6. The last time I was here 2 years ago, I had 2 9-pounders. So they're very big for bream standards anyway. But they can go into doubles as well. A double figure bream is quite common on here. the last time I fished on it, it was very weedy. I was up there, you could just see an angler's kit. I was further up there around that corner a little bit, and it was really, really weedy. I'm just about to have a chuck out now. I think I know what lines I want to fish, but I'm just going to have a chuck out now and have a look at, see what the bottom's like, see if it is weedy. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll talk you through the rigs. Fishing with two different rigs. I'm going to fish a free running rig on the short line. I'm going to put a line in at 20 metres. I found a clear spot. It's quite a bit round to the right, but it is a bit clearer of weed. There's two different sorts of weed in the peg. We've got like a dead weed, that sort of weed on the 20 metre line, but it's a little bit clearer slightly to my right, so that's the weed that's there. But out on my 50 metre line, which is going to be my other line, my main line, it's that sort of weed. I don't know the names for them, but that's the sort of weed that I struggled with last time when I was further up there. So on the long line, 50 metres, I'm going to fish a fixed paternoster rig. Hopefully you can see it alright on there. It's just a nice simple paternoster, which goes to a loop, just a tie loop length, loop to loop, and that's on a shot leader, 8-pound shot leader, 010 submerge. So that's a nice fixed rig for 50 metres. But like I say, I'm going to feed a positive line at 20 metres. I'm not going to feed loads, but I am going to feed it and leave it. It's only shallow. I've only got a count of about, well, it's not even not even 3 seconds. The rig on the short line, there's still some weed on this. It's just a free running rig. I've decided not to use any sort of a link today, no feeder link. So I'm just using a snap link swivel to a rubber stopper, feeder stopper, which is just threaded onto the line, and then just loops to attach the hook length, and that's with mono 6-pound carp master, and that's clipped up at 20 metres. So that's the line that I'm hoping. Well, I'm going to rest it for an hour or two, see how it goes, and then go on it. You know, and who knows, it might go. I'm going to feed that more positive, but my main line is going to be at 50 metres. 50 metre line, I'm going to be initially feeding. I've got some larger feeders actually. I need to bring them down, but fishing wise, if I need to set the line up, I'm going to be using one of the Horizon, one of the wire ones, because they empty much quicker. It's only shallow, and if I'm feeding it, then obviously I want to feed it quickly. But as for actual fishing, I'll probably switch to one of those because I can get more feed in there, plenty of chopped worm. If I'm putting more worm through, that's 40 gram. That should be plenty to get me out to 50 metres. So that's the style on that line. But yeah, that wind is just blowing in now, as you can see. Looks very favourable. It is clear. It's clouded up a bit because I've obviously been wading around in it, but just usual baits. I've got some dead reds. I've got a few casters that I'm going to feed on that short line, and then the other main bait, key bait, is going to be worm. So I'm going to get all my bait out and get some hook lengths ready. And it looks like nobody's coming on these pegs here to my right, so that, you know, it can only help. That's it, super simple bait tray. Worms, I'm just going to wash some of them off and chop them. Dead reds, as you can see, there's a pint there. I've got some casters. They are all going to go in on that short line, that 20 metre line, just because I've heard somebody caught in the weed doing that. And if it is weedy, obviously casters lay on that weed. They don't riddle away and all that like live baits do. I'll put some dead reds in there as well, so I'm obviously going to be leaving that line for a while. And it might be a case of opening the feeder up in the water as well. It's only shallow, so you want your bait to kind of be sitting on the weed, you know. So if you can see it, you don't really want to be burying it in the weed if you can help it. Like I say, two line approach. Dad'll be all right. He's got the best idea. Nets are all dried out. Don't forget that, lads. Just make sure you dry your nets out whenever you can. It just helps stop the spread of disease. I'll put them out as soon as I got to my peg, and look, they're dry already. So we've all got to do our bit as anglers when we're going from venue to venue. So that's it. That wind's coming. It's getting a little bit stronger. But yeah, apart from it being gin clear, it does look nice, and no one's turned up to my right. So I have got 2 or 3 empty pegs there. I don't know if there are any other gaps like that anywhere else. I'm not going to go looking, but that's it. So I'm going to feed the 20 metre line and start fishing at 50 metres. The 50 metre line is the main line, and the only big issue with that is if the weed is bad, then I might have to switch to some form of a method feeder, just for better bait presentation, but I won't really know what that's going to be like until I start fishing it. And then after an hour or hour and a half, whatever I decide, I'm going to come in on that short line, and that's it really. Hopefully we'll get a bit of information, what's happening on the bank, what's been caught and whatever, so I have some idea of where I am in the section or whatever. So, but yeah, that wind's getting stronger as I talk. Looks well. Target fish out there, is it? Come to Ferry, it's full of monsters. Might be in a few years' time. Two pieces of worm. Not ideal. Working at the minute, is it? Quick look short. Small fish are there as well. Get that lot. That's horrible weed, that, isn't it? Look at it. Clings to your rig. Bit of a change already, we're only 50 minutes in. Getting absolutely hammered with small fish, and they're literally that big on both lines. Maggot, even worm. Lads up to my right are suffering from as well. So I've never made a change as quick as this, but I'm making one now, and that is I'm going to switch to the method. I'm not going to win anything with these small fish. I need bream, and there's that many small fish there. They're having the worm, the caster, the maggot. So I'm going to switch to a boilie or a wafter, fish a method and nail it down. I'm going to need bream to win this zone, and there's just too many small fish out there, and I'm 50 metres, the tip's rattling, they're smashing every bait I put on. I've tried a couple of things trying to get around it, put a bigger bait on and whatever, and I just can't see it working, so I'm just going to have to nail it down with a method. I'm going to put a few cages in with that big cage there with some pellets and some ground bait as well, and then fish boilie and method over the top. It's the way that already I can see it going is that it's going to be very, very difficult to pick out any proper fish, and that's what we're going to need, so all change. Well, we're 1 hour in and things have changed quite drastically. Lee Munro on my left, I think he's caught a few small fish. I can't see him, but I can hear him fishing about 25 metres. I've got about 6 of them. Those fish are everywhere. I could just see one of the lads up to my right, and he's shouting to the other lads, and he's catching them as well out there. You don't want to win anything with them on here. If those fish were on that short line, which they are, but if the fish were slightly bigger, 4, 5, 6 ounce maybe, then obviously that's a different ball game, that's a different story. But they are just hammering the bait even on that 20 metre line what I've fed, so I've had to make the decision already. The last thing I want to be doing is driving the 100-mile home again, wishing I'd done exactly what I've done and fished to win the lake basically. So that's what I've done. I'm on the method now. With pellets round it, so I've got my bait trays obviously changed now, so I've got some pellets, I've got wafters on the hook, and I've just got to be more selective now. I don't know if this is the right thing to do or not. I don't know how many fish they actually catch on the method here, but obviously with the weed out there, hopefully it means my bait's going to be exposed, and hopefully if it does go, it is going to be a proper fish. I've got to fish for bream, simple as that, and unfortunately there's that many small fish there that I'm just not being allowed to fish any other way. Every other bait I've put on is just getting smashed and I'm going nowhere. Not heard anything about how it's fishing, not heard anything at all, so I've no idea what's happening. But that's it, I've kind of made my bed now. The other option is obviously I'm going to sit on this and have a few decent 10-minute casts, 15-minute casts, wherever I decide. See if there are any bream out there. I've just put 1.5 pints of micro pellets out there with a feeder, so I've put a nice bed of bait down there. Hopefully that's going to deter all those small fish. And I've got an 8mm yellow juice dumbbell wafter on the hook as well, on a hair rig. So that's it. I need bream, but I have still got a 20 metre line what I can keep having a look on. I don't know if any will rock up on that, but there's still loads of small fish on there at the minute. So that's it. So the rest of this match could be very, very boring, could be very dull, could be very uneventful. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a bit of an unknown for me, but I think I've given myself a chance of getting a decent weight by doing this. So I've just got to be patient, and hopefully some bream are going to rock up. One to stay on hook. Yeah. So 2.5 hours in, nearly had a bit of a meltdown, to be honest, but I came off a fish when I went on the method. Lovely pull, drop back, and I pricked one. Really wasn't happy. And then about 2 or 3 casts later, I've hooked another fish about £4, and that's pulled out right at the net. I had no idea why. At that stage I just kind of thought, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do, and if it works, it works. You know, sometimes there's nothing you can do when these things happen. But then I went back out again, and I've just had one £4. Played it like it was the last fish on earth. So I've got one in the net, halfway stage, it's £4. Don't know how the section's fishing. There's odd small fish being caught. I don't know if anyone's putting a weight of small fish together or not, I don't know. But I've just got to stick on this line. I'm still on the method, and I'm just going to stick on this. I need bream, and obviously I need to land them as well. So 2.5 hours in, I've got one, £4. Well, we've got 2 hours left. That was a very uneventful period. I had 2 or 3 casts without any indication whatsoever, so I refed. So I refed another half a pint of pellets with a cage. So I put another bed of bait down, and I haven't had a sign since I did that. I've probably had 4 or 5 casts since I did that. So that didn't work. It hasn't worked as yet. We've just got a bit of information. The most caught, or that we know of, on the lake is 5 bream. Jeff Ringer's got 1, and I think there's a couple of lads with 2. No, 3 lads with 2 bream. So, you know, obviously 5 is the number that we're after. I've obviously got 1. So that can change around. There's 2 hours left, so that can obviously all change quite quickly. I don't know whether to refeed it or not. I don't think I'm going to, because I refed then, and I just haven't had a sign since I did it. So it might just be steady away with just the feeder and the pellets that's around the feeder. I just hope I'm going to get a visit. Mourned one on. It was an hour and a half to go, just out of the blue. The tip just wrenched right round. Nearly pulled the rod in, so I've just had another one, probably might be £5, I don't think it's bigger than that. So that's 2 I've got now. 5 is still the best from all the way here, and that's right over there, on the other bank, over there. So there's an hour and a half left, anything can happen. I could get a visit. I'm not going to top this line up again, because after topping it up it just killed it, and then I've just had that one out of the blue. So I'm not going to top it up, just keep doing what I'm doing with pellets around the feeder. I just hope I'm going to get a visit at some stage. Go. A big hybrid. Where it was going. No, I'm not. Well, it's 30 minutes left. I've got 3 fish now. That last one nearly pulled the rod in. By the time I picked up, it had kited right round to the right. Then I thought it was a small carp. When I got near the net, it went by me, and I think it's a big hybrid. It's one of the biggest hybrids I've seen for years. But I didn't study it too long, because I just wanted to get it in the net and get the feeder back out there. So I've got 3 fish now. All the bites have just come out of the blue. They haven't come in consecutive casts or anything like that. You know, 1 every 4 casts kind of thing, the last 2 fish. So no pattern. no liners, nothing, just bites out the balloon, you just pull the rod in. So yeah, 30 minutes left. No idea what else has been caught. We don't know if them over on that other bank have got any more now. Obviously we knew that they had 5, or one of them had 5. We don't know if he's continued catching. So I've got 3 net fish for about £12, I'd say. So yeah, hoping for a couple more in this last 30 minutes. Another hybrid, I think. Bolt rod in. Big hybrid though, aren't they? Well, I nearly lost my rod there that time. Great to get a fish, but it was only another hybrid, about £2. So that's 4 fish now for about £14. Could do a couple of big slabs now just to get me up there, but I'll just keep going and hopefully I'll get some more pulls. Right, well that's it. Bit disappointing. No idea what else has been caught on this bank or in the section. All we know is, like say, halfway stage someone had got 5 and a couple of people had got, 3 people had got 2, but that was 2.5 hours ago, so I've no idea if they've even caught since then or whether they continued catching. No idea. We ended up with 4 fish and lost that one. I don't know how big that one was. I lost probably 3, might have been £4 maybe. Very annoying. Hopefully it's not going to cost me anything. I've got one about £4, one about £5 maybe, and then one of the hybrids is probably £3 and another one is £2, so I don't know, £14 maybe, something like that, 4 fish. But like I say, I don't know how that's going to fare in these, this 10 peg section. I've no idea. Quick bit of hindsight for you. I think, well, it was quite obvious after 45 minutes that I was on the wrong way of fishing for the number of small fish that were there. So in hindsight now, I wouldn't bother with that short line. I'd feed one long line, probably a little bit longer than I have actually fished, probably 60 metres, because I thought this wind was going to continue. Ironically, it is back now, as you can see, but that's not been hitting us for the last 2.5 hours, 3 hours. So I thought that was going to help. So it has been calm. So I wish I'd fished at about 60 metres. I wish I'd fished with a method exactly like I have done. I wish I'd done that for the full match and only fed pellets and corn. I wish I'd not put any maggots or chopped worm in or anything like that, because I've just wasted time with those small fish on that. But like I say, I haven't been here for 2 years, and I've only ever fished this lake once before. And I'm happy with what the method's been, because it's presented the bait on that weed all right. It seems to have worked all right. Just could have done with a few more fish on it. But like I say, however many fish I could have done with, I don't know till I see the results. So hopefully I'm not too far away, but I guess we'll find out when the scales come round. So I'm going to get packed away, get some kit up the bank, and wait for the scales. £15 odd, a little bit more than what I expected. I'm pleased with what I've done again here. I beat everybody around me again, but we just heard on the MPEG he's had £20. He's had a £6 the last chuck apparently, so he's had £20 and beat me for the section. So it looks like I'm second in section on this bank anyway. Yeah, in hindsight, I wish I'd fished the method all day, obviously, and I wish I'd gone possibly a little bit longer. I don't know, but I just fed pellets, a bit of corn maybe. And just stayed away from those natural baits, because I had no idea that those small fish were going to be there. But like I say, I haven't been here for 2 years, and I don't know how long those small fish have been there, but they were a real problem for a lot of people. Some people haven't caught, some people have had one bite all day, so I'm glad I responded quickly in under an hour and made those changes, because I think that's what's made the difference for me anyway, for my match. We just heard that they did continue catching over there. If the rumours are right, Jeff Ringer He was probably the last to catch over there that we've heard, but it sounds like he's won the zone. He's had 41 pound over there, and there's been, I don't know if there was a couple of 30s as well. So again, it looks like all the fish have been over there, or there's been more fish over there. So I've never drawn the epicenter of fish on here. I thought today I might have been due one, but it's not happened yet. So well done to Jeff if that is right. So yeah, we're gonna have a steady walk back now. It's 100 miles back to Sheffield, and if you don't want to miss any of these matches, then don't forget to hit subscribe. My next ticket that I've got is the very last qualifier, which is Southfield Reservoir, which is obviously a lot more familiar to me, closer to home. It is bream fishing, for anyone that doesn't know. It's bream fishing, and it will be all natural baits as well. So if you don't want to miss that, hit subscribe. That way you'll not miss any of the future videos. And if you want more in-depth videos, ones that go into more detail about how I prepare for matches, my kit, a lot of my decision making, then you might want to check out Fishing TV. The link is just there for you, and that's a channel, obviously it's my channel, but it's one that's a little bit more rough and ready and raw. So thanks for watching, and we're gonna have a steady walk back now, but I've enjoyed it, caught a few fish, and yeah, it's good to do well in the section again. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.